Everything about Christianity stands or falls on one event. So we ask a serious question. Did Jesus really die? But before the cross, something very important happened. Jesus prepared his disciples. At the Last Supper, Jesus sat with his disciples and spoke openly about what was about to happen. He took bread and said, "This is my body, broken for you. This is my blood of the new covenant poured out for many." This was not reactionary, this was intentional. Jesus wasn't caught off guard by the cross, he was walking into it. He knew he would be betrayed. He even identified the one who would betray him, and yet he didn't stop it. And this is critical to understand. Jesus was not just dying, he was surrendering. The Bible describes him as a lamb led to the slaughter, not resisting, not fighting, but willingly laying down his life. And yet we also see his humanity in the garden. He prayed with such intensity that his sweat became like drops of blood. And he said, "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, but then not my will, but yours be done." Now here's where it becomes very important. The cross was not just an execution. The cross was not martyrdom. It was a covenant transaction, a sacrifice in the old covenant. People offered animal sacrifices, lambs repeatedly, year after year. And even then, only the high priest could enter the Holy of Holies, once a year with blood. But the Bible tells us something profound. That system was a shadow, a copy of an original and greater one that was coming. Jesus was not just another sacrifice. He was the reality, the true lamb, not borrowed blood but his own blood, pure, undefiled. And then, at the cross, Jesus made a declaration, "It is finished." This was not a cry of defeat. It was a declaration of completion. The work was done, the price was paid, the requirement was fulfilled. No more repeated sacrifices, no more temporary coverings. Sin was dealt with, once and for all. This is why one sacrifice was enough. And when Jesus died, something happened. The veil of the temple was torn in two. Now understand this, that veil separated people from the holies of holies, the presence of God, and suddenly it was removed. This means something incredible. No longer would access to God be limited to one man, the high priest, once a year, with repeated sacrifices, imperfect sacrifices of lamb's blood. Now, access was open. For the first time, humanity could come freely. This was not temporary. This was not symbolic. This was final. One sacrifice for all sin, from Adam to the last person who will ever be born. And remember, this is not just theology. This is anchored in a real death, confirmed, historically verified. Medically, Jesus truly died. And at the cross, a Roman centurion, watching everything unfold, made a statement, "Truly, this man was the Son of God." Not a disciple, not a believer, a witness. So now the question becomes not just, did Jesus die? But what does his death mean for me? Because if this sacrifice is real, and if this covenant is true, then something has changed forever. Because if Jesus truly died, then the resurrection is not just possible, it is inevitable. If Jesus truly died, then it calls for a response. Not later, not someday, but even now. And if you're ready, you can respond now. Just say, "Jesus, if this is true, reveal yourself to me. Help me to know you and to understand what you've done for me." Amen.